Laziness is something that affects everyone at some point in life. It's that quiet voice that tells you to stay in bed a little longer, to put off your goals until tomorrow, or to choose comfort over effort. For many, it's a passing feeling, but for some, it becomes a habit pattern that quietly steals dreams and potential. This is the story of Alex, a young man from a small village, whose journey from laziness to purpose shows that anyone can change, no matter how deep their habits run. Alex lived in a peaceful village at the base of a lush green hill. The village was full of hard-working farmers who rose before dawn, craftsmen who shaped wood and metal, and women who tended gardens and wove beautiful fabrics. But Alex was different. While others worked, he preferred to spend his days lounging under the big tree behind his house, watching the clouds drift by and listening to the birds. He would often nap in the shade, dreaming of a better life, but never taking the steps to make it real. Deep down, Alex knew his laziness was holding him back. He watched as his friends built their futures, learned new skills, and earned the respect of the village. He heard the whispers and saw the looks of disappointment from the elders. But comfort was tempting, and the effort required to change seemed overwhelming. It was easier to stay where he was, to avoid the discomfort of hard work, and to tell himself that he would try tomorrow. One day, everything changed. Alex lost someone he loved dearly, a childhood friend who had always encouraged him to do more, to be more. The loss hit him hard, and for the first time, he felt the weight of regret. At the same time, the villagers began to mock him more openly. "There goes Alex, the dreamer who never does anything," they would say. Their words stung, and Alex realized he didn't want to be known as the lazy one forever. Desperate for change, Alex went to see Grandpa David, the wisest elder in the village. Grandpa David was known for his patience, his stories, and his ability to see the truth in people. Alex found him sitting on his porch, feeding his pet birds and humming a gentle tune. After listening to Alex's struggles, Grandpa David looked at him with kind but serious eyes. "Laziness isn't who you are, Alex," he said. "It's just a habit pattern you've repeated so many times that it feels like part of you. But habits can be broken. If you truly want to change, you must be willing to face discomfort, to work hard, and to prove to yourself that you're capable of more, Grandpa." David then challenged Alex to travel to a distant cave on the other side of the mountain. Inside the cave, he said, "You'll find a pot with 2 pills. One is for big dreams, and the other is for the will to keep going. Bring them back to me, and I'll show you how to cure your laziness." Alex was hesitant. The journey would be long and difficult, and he had never ventured far from the village. But something inside him had shifted. He wanted to prove to himself and to the village that he could change. He packed some food, water, and a few essentials, and set off early the next morning. The journey was harder than Alex expected. He reached a river where an old man was rowing a boat slowly across. Impatient, Alex offered to row, using all his strength to cross in just 20 minutes instead of an hour. He climbed steep hills, pushed through thick forests, and battled exhaustion. At times, he wanted to turn back, but the thought of returning empty-handed kept him moving forward. Along the way, Alex faced many obstacles. He slipped on muddy paths, got caught in a sudden rainstorm, and ran out of food before reaching the cave. But each time he was tempted to give up, he remembered Grandpa David's words, "Laziness is just a habit. Hard work is the cure. He pressed on, determined to succeed. After several days, Alex finally reached the cave. Inside, just as Grandpa David had said, he found a pot containing 2 pills, one red and one blue. He felt a surge of pride and relief. The journey had tested him in ways he had never imagined, but he had made it. He carefully placed the pills in his bag and began the long trek back to the village. When Alex returned, exhausted but triumphant, he handed the pot to Grandpa David. "How will these pills cure my laziness?" he asked eagerly. Grandpa David smiled and, to Alex's surprise, swallowed one of the pills himself. "That one was for my back pain," he chuckled. "The real cure for your laziness isn't in the pills, Alex. It's in the journey you just completed. The hard work, focus, and determination you showed along the way, that's what changed you. The pills are just a symbol. One represents your big dreams, and the other represents the will to keep going, even when it's hard." Alex paused, reflecting on Grandpa David's words. It was true. He had conquered his laziness, not by taking a magic pill, but by taking action, facing discomfort, and refusing to give up. The journey had forced him to build new habits, waking up early, pushing through fatigue, and solving problems as they arose. He realized that the only thing standing between him and his dreams had been his own mindset. From that day on, Alex stopped making excuses and embraced hard work. He set clear goals for himself, broke them down into small, manageable steps, and took action every day. He started helping his neighbors, learning new skills, and contributing to the village. At first, it was difficult. There were days when he wanted to slip back into old habits, to rest under the tree and watch the clouds. But each time he felt the pull of laziness, he remembered the journey to the cave and the pride he felt when he returned. Over time, Alex's efforts paid off. He became known as one of the most reliable and hard-working people in the village. He built a small business selling handmade goods, taught others what he had learned, and earned the respect of the elders. The villagers, who once mocked him, now came to him for advice. Alex's transformation inspired others to believe that change was possible, no matter how deep their habits ran. His story became a legend in the village, a reminder that overcoming laziness is possible for anyone. The key is to set your mind to it, take action, and never give up on your dreams. Alex learned that comfort is easy, but it leads nowhere. Growth comes from facing discomfort, building new habits, and proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The lesson of Alex's journey is clear. Laziness is not a life sentence. It's a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. The cure isn't in a pill or a quick fix-it in the willingness to take the first step, to keep going when it gets hard, and to believe in your own potential. If you find yourself stuck, remember Alex's story. Start small, take action, and trust that every effort brings you closer to the person you want to become. The power to change is within you, and your dreams are waiting on the other side of effort.